Good afternoon. What we are looking at today is an American theatre group with the self-explanatory name of the Grandparents Living Theatre. Yes, they specialize in theatre by, for, and about third-wave people. We all know how easy it is to lock ourselves into the frame of mind where we sit back and watch and never get up and participate, even though we've always had a sneaking desire to try our hand at it, in this case, acting. And yet we perform all the time if you think about it. When we tell a joke, or when we repeat for the umpteenth time a favourite story, or recall a fond memory. A lot that we take for granted about our lives is actually very interesting to other people. I mean, whose life isn't an absurd mixture of comedy and tragedy? It just needs an appreciative audience, so to speak, to show us that our life is a unique life, and that's what the Grandparents Living Theatre is out to prove. They perform in schools, clubs, libraries, churches, hospitals, community centres, even prisons, taking every opportunity to promote a positive image of the older adult. So, life is a cabaret, my friend, at any old age. Take a seat, take a look at something new about the old.
Now remember, we must be very kind to these performers. After all, they are older, and we must understand they're going to have their little difficulties. If we're not too demanding, this will be a splendid afternoon, and everyone will have a fine time.
The audience is as important as the players on stage. Is this audience any good?
Hurry! I told you we were going to be late. God, look at all these people. Wait, what the hell is this all about anyway?
Oh, I just hope it isn't one of those sentimentally cloying pieces that old folks usually do.
Sentimental cloying! I hate to sit in the theater right in front of a teenager with a plastic cup full of ice. Rattle, 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 rattle. That's all you hear through the whole damn
Did you
thing.
ever see a picture of smokers' lungs? I abhor people who smoke, especially old people. God knows they've lived long enough to know better.
I don't understand why kids drive the way they do. They have no consideration for other drivers. You'd think they were deaf and blind.
And this girl got her car up even with mine and gave me the finger. Boy, that made me so mad I gave her all 10 of mine.
I'm damn sick and tired of being ignored by the younger generation. They think they know how to handle the economy and the unemployment problem, but we're the ones who went through the Great Depression. We had World War II and all its problems.
And then it's thump, thump, thump on the back of your chair. Their legs are about this long. Bang.
in the nurse's arm. And then the whining schoolboy. Bang! Bang! Bang!
Hey, you stay out of my way, Runt.
I am not a runt. I'm almost 6 years old. Don't you please tell me what to
My
do.
little brother's older than you are.
Yeah, and I'm stronger than you are right now. I could just push you over if I wanted to.
Well, I'm smarter than you are because I'm older. But anyhow, I can stand on 1 foot a lot longer than you can.
I see what I see. I Germany, I see
Will break my bones, but legs will never hurt me. Go home, dear.
Sound off!
War is hell, General Sherman said. War is a degrading, upending, gut-wrenching series of events that puts on hold the life of every human being. The world is never the same afterward. Neither are the people. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now listen up, you pansy shits!
We'll listen up, we're pansy shits.
My name is Corporal Sadie Schmitz.
She said her name is Katie Schmitz.
Sound off!
1, 2,
Sound off!
3, 4.
Sound off!
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A few more days and you will see!
A few more days and we will see.
And now your ass belongs to me! Squad home! Well, thank you, Corporal, you're dismissed. All right, listen up now. I want to start off by welcoming you all to Fort Biloxi. I trust your bus ride was a comfortable one. My name is Sergeant Beeman, and for the next 8 weeks, I will be your drill instructor. I would like to make one thing perfectly clear. You are no longer a sorry bunch of scum-sucking, nose-picking, butt-licking, raggedy-ass, shithead, maggoty-faced civilians. You're in the Army now, my little darling. Want the Army to issue some gloves, Collins?
Gloves, sir?
Yes, gloves. Your hands are cold, aren't they?
No, sir.
When you had them in your pockets, there's only 2 reasons a man puts his hands in his pockets. Either his hands are cold or he's playing pocket pool. Were you standing here playing pocket pool, Private?
No, sir.
Well, it looked to me like you were. Holy shit, first day in the Army and already you're playing pocket pool. Weren't you, Private?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, what?
Yes, sir, I was playing pocket pool, sir.
You people make me want to puke. I'll tell you one thing, and that's for damn sure. You men, and I use that term loosely, are going to be the biggest damn challenge I have ever faced. You may be a pathetic bunch of sissies now, but at the end of 8 weeks, you're going to be lean, mean, killing machines. You'll be known as Beeman's Demons, an elite corps of precision killers, messengers of death, harbingers of doom, bloodthirsty, remorseless, savage animals. Is that clear? Are you listening to me, soldier?
Oh, certainly.
Step forward! What'd I say you were?
You said I was a member of a lean and mean and a member of an elite corps of what was that word you used? Precision killers who were remorseless and ruthless.
What the hell is this, a Sunday school? I said you were lean.
I'm
See?
lean, I'm
You're
lean,
mean.
I'm lean.
You're a junkyard dog.
I'm a junkyard dog.
Howl like a dog, David. Howl like a dog. Step back. And you! What are you?
I'm a soldier, sir.
Just a soldier? I said you were a killer.
I am a killer, sir.
What kind of killer?
I'm a lean, mean, killing machine, sir. I am a remorseless, bloodthirsty, savage engine of destruction, sir. I'm a Beeman Demon, sir.
You'll eat glass and spit nails, you will breathe fire, and your veins will run with acid. And you will love it. You will love it. Do you know why you'll love it? Because we're a lean, mean, killing machine, sir! At the end of 8 weeks, you men are going to thank me. That's right. You're going to get down on your knees and thank me. Do you know why you're going to thank me? I'll tell you why you're going to thank me. Because the most important thing the Army will ever give you is your self-respect. And now, straighten up that line and dress right. Dress! Straighten it up, straighten it up, straighten it up. Ready? Point!
I went into the Army when I was 17. When I joined the Army, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't curse, and I was a virgin. When I got out of the Army 2 years later, I didn't smoke.
They interviewed me and asked me if, as a farm boy, I'd ever butchered hogs. I said, sure. They said, surgical technician.
What do you think about this war thing anyway? Pretty scary, isn't it? I don't know what to think. Our whole world is falling apart.
I flew in 4-engine bombers, 9 men to a crew. On a particular afternoon, some of the planes were practicing combat formation. One of the pilots zigged when he should have zagged and collided with the other 2 planes in his flight. Everyone was lost in the 3-plane collision.
Dear Mrs. Porter, it is with regret that I am writing to inform you of the death of your son, Private First Class Joseph Porter, who was killed in action. I understand your desire to learn as much as possible regarding the circumstances leading to his death, and I wish that there were more information available to give you. Unfortunately, reports of this nature contain only the briefest details as they are prepared under battle conditions. I know the sorrow this message has brought you, and it is my hope that in time, the knowledge of his heroic service to his country may be of sustaining comfort to you. Sincerely yours, J. Ulio, Major General.
Squad, Leo, Howard, Howard, up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4. Move your ass, you lazy skag! We'll move our ass, we're lazy skags! Or you'll end up in body bags! Or we'll end up in body bags! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Life is a joke, and all things show it. I thought so once, and now I know. They wrote that on a tombstone.
Consumer Diet, the show where consumption is king and humiliation and degradation are just around the corner. Now we'll get started in just a moment, but first let's meet our contestants. Jay!
Thank you, Barry. Meet our champions, the Joneses!
The Joneses! Fred! Last week we had to stop in the middle of our game. As it stands, Fred, you've got some heavy consuming to do to catch up with the Joneses. Jay, tell us just what Fred's up against.
Thank you, Barry. The Joneses have purchased another house, a brand new car, an Olympic swimming pool, a vacation in Europe, and Jinsu night! A grand total of 25,000 consumption points! At their heels with a 1957 Rambler and a beautiful set of lacquered Elvis Presley TV trays.
Okay, Fred, now you know how the game works. You have to spin our wacky wonder wheel in order to earn enough consumption points to keep up with the Joneses. Now, when you land on a consumption opportunity space, that's your chance to really sock it to your opponents and consume. But beware, Fred. As you know, if you're caught enjoying yourself, you go straight to the punishment box. Okay, you ready?
Ready, Barry?
Oh, I understand your family is here with you.
Yeah, that's them right there. Stand up. That's my wife, Betty, and my friend, son, Greg Jr.
All right, I think it's terrific they came out to support you, Fred.
Don't screw this up, Fred.
Bravo, Betty.
I could have had anyone, but I chose him.
Okay, Fred, spin that wheel! Just 30 seconds to decide whether you want the new car, the TV, or the houseboat.
We'll go for the boat now. Hear that noise? That means you have financially overextended yourself again, Fred. And it's time to grovel before the boss. How this works, Fred, you have to push the right button in order to get a raise. Because if you don't get a raise, you don't get the houseboat. If you don't get the houseboat, you forfeit the game to the Joneses. And if you forfeit the game to the Joneses, you lose your job, the respect of your son, and your wife will end up sleeping with a milkman. Okay, go to it! 1, 2, 3. What a shame the boss laughed in your face. That means you lost your job, your family, and unfortunately the game. But hey, you've been a great contestant. So what we're going to do is give you a chance at a consolation prize in the form of severance pay. Are you kidding? Okay, come on with that, buddy. All right, Fred, you're entitled to keep all the money you can bite off of this tree in 10 seconds. Are you ready? Ready, Barry? Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy now. All right, go! Unfortunately, we're out of time again. But be sure to join us again next week for another edition of Consume or Die.
As infants we tumble, as toddlers we stumble, in our teens we grumble at life, in our 20s we bumble, in our 30s we fumble, at 40 we start to get it right.
Hey, Flo, fix me a drink, will you? I'm running on empty.
Hey, how you doing tonight, Tiger?
Oh, I'm so pissed off, I don't know what to do.
What's your problem?
Oh, the old lady, you know how she is. I got home a couple hours late. She's not there. There's no supper ready.
Aw.
You know what it's like. I mean, all she does is lay around the house all day, doesn't do a damn thing. I'm out busting my ass.
What's the matter with that dame anyway?
I don't know what's the matter with it, but one of these days I'm going to quit putting up with it and pop her.
Oh, you sound like a tough guy.
Well, I am tough, believe me.
I think you're a lover, not a fighter.
Well, as a matter of fact, when it comes to dames, I do have round heels.
Yeah.
Speaking of lovers, has that redhead with the big hooters been in looking for me?
I ain't seen her tonight.
Oh, there you are, you son of a bitch. I thought I would find you here. Your boys have been giving me fits all day. Oh, the dog threw up on the carpet, the washing machine broke down, the principal called me back to school because your daughter was acting up again. I missed my meeting, and you promised to be home early for dinner.
Oh, shit.
Oh, so why don't you finish your drink?
Listen to him. Shit.
Where the hell are you going?
I'm going to find someplace to relax. You know, I work hard all day.
What does he think I do?
breakfast, for lunch is just a break. With one more facelift, I'll be there. I want to look like Cher. Mud packs and creams, the dress of my dreams. If I can just lose 10 pounds more, I'd do another push-up if only I weren't so darn sore. We're covered with sweat, our spandex is running up. We wonder how many calories we're burning up. Our muscles are sore from jogging so far. Plus, I just can't keep up. We'd like to diet tips and workout tape and calories and lifting weights and cycling and NutraSweet. If only we don't overeat, we'll be wonderful.
I just had my face lifted, and I want good-looking knees to go with it.
Some of my best friends are fat people.
Fish and fowl. Fowl and fish. That's all I get to eat anymore. Gotta get the cholesterol down.
I can't even touch my toes. It's so embarrassing. Yay! Let's do it!
Rolling away! Hey, Joe, keep that big thing swinging. Mary Ann, you touched your toes! Nice one! I just felt it cover my eyes, and I think the answer right. In your 50s, you can do the things you did. When you do, 100%. Ride a bike, like a jet, with the stuff. I can barely just get on. The expense of marijuana, and it's one and two and three. This just ain't my cup of tea. Every time I touch my toe, I fall. Can I please just walk in the hall? Mr. Fonda's daughter, Jane, is done right like Jack LaLanne. I like to see her do those things when she pushes maybe 6. It's good for me, I hear them say I'm going to start out any day. Now I'm ready for a break. It's myself, one and two and agony. This just ain't my cup of tea. Every time I touch my toes, I fall. Can I please just walk in the hall? It's great! First we dance and then we turn. I am ready to feel the burn. I can't wait till we are through. I have had it. How about you? It's one and two and agony. This just ain't my cup of tea. Every time I touch my toes, I fall. Can I please just walk in the hall? And it's one and two and it's three and four and it's 5 and 6 and it's 7 and 8 and it's
I miss being needed. Once the whole family depended on me. I was the breadwinner. Only I didn't win the bread. I worked hard and earned it. When I picked up my paycheck, I was proud. I didn't mind that it all went for the family. I was proud to be able to buy a pair of shoes, a flexible flyer sled, college education. I was needed at work, in the community at home, to build and haul, to sit on committees, to make decisions, to help people out. Sometimes I'd get frustrated and say, does the whole world have to depend on me? Now I wish somebody would.
There's not much to come home to now that she's gone. I keep forgetting, expecting her to be there like always. But then I open the door and the silence hits me like a fist. and knocks the wind out of me. The air in the house is hard and cold, where it used to be soft and warm, with her talking, saying nothing, asking silly questions. Is that you, she'd ask? And I'd say, no, it's Santa Claus, or the man in the moon. But I knew who I was then. Now, most of the time, I don't.
I'm lonely for the people who were and are not now. I'm lonely for one person most of all. I'm lonely for the way things were when the children were little and depended on me. I miss their need. I miss being at the center of life instead of out here on the edge. Going to live with one of the children, going into a home, is no answer for my kind of loneliness. But you, O Lord, are. How sweet the sound that saved the wretch like me. I once was lost, but now was blind, but now I see.
Doctor, though, you have to take an oath to help people. And last month, I got 2 black eyes. We're trying to be helpful. I was riding on an escalator right behind the woman who had her skirt caught between her cheeks. So I pulled it out. Wow, she blacked my right eye. What happened to the other eye? Thought you'd never ask. Well, I thought I'd made a mistake. She really wanted it there, so I put it back. I examined the man last week, and then I took his wife aside and told her very confidentially, I don't like the way he looks. She said, hell, neither do I, but he's great in bed. Oh, Oh, I heard a new one. It's gonna knock your tits off. Listen to this. Oh, you already heard it. How do you find an old man in the dark?
It's hard.
All right. I'm ready to go to work. Do we have any emergencies? What's this?
You told me to bring you a sample stew.
All right, now I need a specimen.
What's a specimen?
I want you to pee in that bottle.
From here?
I feel terrible. Well, you do need help. Here, I want you to take these and call me in a week. I think I'm going to start to feel funny. Pills. We got pills for this, we got pills for that. We got pills that'll make you want to buy a new hat. We can help your body, we can help your mind. We can ease your pain, we can straighten your spine. But there's one thing lacking, it might make you fret. We haven't got a pill to help you not to forget. But who can? Just give me those golden pills. A few good pills and a few more pills. A lot of laughter and no more tears. In my this twinkle as I count one more, let it go. Just how many I can't be sure. It shows. Memory is the first thing to go. But let's not be shattered. I doubt that it matters. It's not that alarming. In fact, it's quite charming. Ha ha! Give me those nursing homes where the hurt wild nurses roam, and they just let me be alone. If I get much more action, I'll end up in fraction. Oh, who cares?
School days, dear old golden rule days. My grandson had to write a piece about me for Grandparents' Day. This is what he wrote. My grandpa took me out for pizza one night, and we got a takeout order. Before you knew it, I had spilled pizza all over my grandpa's car. Well, I thought my life was over. But he didn't even get mad. I could not believe it. So see, grandparents have more patience than parents. Parents don't understand sometimes about stuff.
I think grandparents are the most fantastic things God ever made walk the face of his earth.
Amen. Grandparents, old, gray hair, lots of money, smell sweet, cook good, give underwear as presents.
Grandparents are people you can tell things to that you usually wouldn't tell your parents. They're lots of fun and easy to get along with.
Person who laughs at your jokes even when they're not funny.
Grandparents should be a little stubborn because aren't we all a little stubborn?
Yeah, and grandparents should have a good sense of humor. I mean, they've been around a long time. They should know a few jokes. And they should be enthusiastic. They should go for things.
All in all, grandparents are great picker-uppers of young people. It's amazing that two old people can have such a big effect on me. Simply amazing.
Just about every time I see my grandpa, he says,
You know what?
I say, what?
I love you.
Oh, and I say that right back to him. When you think about it, grandparents are old on the outside, but young on the inside. I may look old on the outside, I still feel young on the inside. So this I will tell you true. It's really up to you.
into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Wowee, or as one of the local radio stations in America said about this show, forget your preconceptions. These talented seniors are vibrant, professional, and alive. If today's film has fired you with some of that raw energy and you want to find out about any drama activities in your own area, try contacting your local library and asking for details of daytime classes and groups. And if you get no joy, you could always contemplate starting one yourself. Go on, have a go. No, I shan't. I haven't got the nerve, or is it verve? A change of element next week. We'll be focusing in depth on two third wavers who spend their time very buoyantly under the waves. So it's down to the sea next time for us landlubbers. Same time, same place. See you then. Good afternoon.
Yo.